So I'll be training you in SQL, Python, uh, Tableau, and Power BI. Okay, and in Excel. So now over here in today's agenda, we will be learning about data. What's data? What is basically all the fundamentals of data? How the data works to understand. Then at the grassroots level, how we have to understand how any person has to see the data basically. Okay, so our focus will be over there, and then we'll have our intro. Okay, first let's go through the subjects. Give me a minute. One minute, guys. Share my screen to you guys. Guys, wait a minute. I'll just open. We into the PPT is on the way of opening. Yeah. So, okay. Hmm, Let me share my screen to you guys. So I think so. All of you guys can see my screen. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now tell me, what's data? What is your idea of data? What's data basically? Be it the layman term. What is a data? Don't look at the presentation and say it's a piece of information. How do you define data? How do you define a data? If I have to ask you, in a real-time world, how will you define data? How will it be?
It's collection of facts.
Collection of facts.
Any kind of
Okay.
information.
Any kind of information. Okay. Uh, I'll say okay, fine. Any kind of information is also okay. So, data is nothing but a piece of information which is present in and around everywhere. So, starting from every day-to-day activity contains data work basically. You go to a shop, you buy a Puma shoe. There are many Puma retail outlets, right, in Bangalore. So you go to a Puma retail outlet one point and you buy a shoe. What all information are you given? What all the informations are you given? Just go and buy a shoe from the Puma and tell me what all information you come out giving. Your shoe number, shoe quality, shoe size, shoe, how the shoe looks like, what is the product ID, what is the, how is the, which product code it is, okay, basically. Then how is the from which place the shoe has been purchased, how, what is the mode of transaction, which bank has been used for transaction, okay, your UPI code, everything, the entire detail goes with the Puma store, okay. What kind of purchases takes place in that particular area, how is the people around over there are getting are purchasing the Puma, how often the people are visiting. So these are something which is very much important to everyone. So data right now, if you say, it's one of those oils which will never end up. Now let us go little back. Let's go to little back or in history. Don't you think? 1 minute. I'll just change my. Yeah. Don't you think that we were having data in history also? Back in history, didn't we have it? Back in history. Let's go. Let's little back in history. Don't you think we had the data over there? Anyone?
Yes.
We had data. Then what happened to the data? Then what happened to that data?
It's not properly kept. It might have lost. Like at that time, they would
Actually,
use some.
no, let me specify a little bit. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Business businesses were there that time also. History also businesses were there. So how it was stored? Don't think that you had computers. Now how you
In
had a business
registers, files,
In the books?
papers, documents.
Some paperwork
in
in documents, files.
paper. You got the answer. Paperwork. Started with paperwork. Okay. Paperworks became files. Files became folder. Folder became storehouse. Remember, you might be very young when the storehouses were there. You might have seen a storehouse filled with files. Okay. Now, if I ask someone, any one of you, get inside that room and get me the details of the uh, what do you say, a person, fetch me the data, it will take days of time to get you that particular answer. So we came up with the concept of Excel. Excel was the first tool which helped to store the data properly. Okay, before Excel, there were other tools also which came in, but Excel became more popular when it came because of its ease of accessibility and the way it was produced, and with all the understanding. Excel was the first tool where people can store the data. Soon, storage became an issue. Storage became an issue. Volumetric data started increasing. Excel speed was reduced. Excel was not up to the mark. What happened? Slowly it changed. Now, these are some of the drawbacks which came in. So, meanwhile, SQL comes into the picture. Now, SQL is something which is structured query language, which we will be learning that too. So structured query language. What is structured query language and how is structured query language uh, important? What is the difference between a structured query language and a programming language? Anyone? Guys, give me a minute. Let me convert you guys to microphone. Headphone. Yeah. Am I audible now, guys?
How?
Yeah, cool. Now tell me what was the reason for SQL? Now you know SQL has come into picture because Excel's data volume has increased and it became a problem and speed was reduced. Now SQL has come into picture. Now what's the difference between a query language and a programming language? What happened? And why is that became a necessity? During those times, now can every programmer see, suppose you are a finance developer, you are very good in finance, but you don't like programming. See, everybody can't be programmer, na? You are a very good subject matter expert in finance, but you cannot be a programmer. Need not be. That's not where your passion lies in. Okay, so there they wanted to a simple language which can help people to fetch the data directly. So they came up with a language called SQL, that is structured query language, where you don't have to use any libraries. You can get the data directly by writing simple English. But slowly, now let's move on. People won't get satisfied over here. They want SQL. Now SQL was there. They want everything to be automated. R and Python came into picture. R was limited to only analytics. Python was raised beyond analytics within web applications. It went beyond analytics also. It went beyond each and every, it has gone and occupied each and every application system. Whereas here, because of its vastness of library. Now, do you think people get satisfied in programming? No. They want everything to be automated in the form of buttons. Just give me a button, I'll do it. Run a workflow. So Alteryx and Datorama comes into picture. So this is how the transformation of ETL goes basically. ETL. So what is ETL? Now let's understand. So data comes from different markets in the form of CSV, text, JSON file. Okay, it is coming in the form of different Excel sheet and various databases. You will be getting it. It will be in the form of CSV, text, JSON file. That is the raw data basically. A raw data. What is a raw data? A raw data can consist of 3000 columns. Okay, need not, most of the columns need not be so important. Then you have the ETL activity to be done. What is the ETL activity? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, you will extract the data, you will transform the data, and you will load the data. In extraction, transformation, and loading, you have to be careful with what you are dealing with. What is the raw data you have to deal with? So you have to do a pre-groundwork on any data previously before setting up the connection. So once you set up the connection, you extract the data, you take the data inside the ETL, and you will do the transformations will help you to change the data or harmonize the data. Once the data is harmonized, you will load the data back to server. Now, do you think only ETL activity is important? No, we have visualization also. So we will need to visualize it. And why do we need to visualize it? What do you think? What is the necessity of visualization?
Even layman can understand the data if you represent it visualize. If
But
you
why visualize? Why visualization? I'll say I'll show you the data only. No, I'll show you the business data. Raw data has converted to business data, right? Raw data had 3000 columns. Business data has 20 columns. But I can show you that also. No? But why do I need visualization?
we will
So
get
there's
an
a psychology.
overall
Behind it.
picture. Okay.
No, there's a psychology behind it. When you see something, when you visualize something, the human can retain that memory for more than 3 days of time. 3 days is the minimum time you can retain any visualization. Few people can retain it for longer. There is no wrong in it. Okay, for a few months, few years, they can retain it. But the visualization is something which is our brain has developed in such a manner. When you see something, you will be able to pertain it for longer duration. So that is why we have visualization, and then we have deployment. In deployment, if you see, deployment is nothing but, now visualization is done, your dashboard is ready. Will you keep it with yourself? Will you keep it with yourself? Your dashboard is ready. You have to give it to client. You have to send it to client back. So here comes the understanding of deployment. Deployment is where you will put it back to the server. Okay. Deployment are of two types. Okay. So first type, if I take, it can be of the deployment are of two types. First one is project deployment. Next one is package deployment. Now project deployment, when it comes, it will be in the form of complete entire project to be deployed. So suppose you guys have a company and you don't have the analytics team. You want the analytics team to work in, so you put a tender in the market. Now, when you put a tender in the market, I come and I'll say, guys, I'm here. I will help you to. Get the data. I'll help you to get the data from you and prepare dashboard and give it to you back. You like my approach. You will see the security I keep and everything. Then you will say, okay, we are going with you, and I'm fine with it. So now you guys are fine with it. I acquire your data and I start working over it. I do the visualization. Once the visualization is done, I show it to you, first draft. Once the first draft is done, you will say, okay, these are the things I want to make changes and these are the things I want to keep it. Once the visualization and everything dashboard is ready completely, I'll deploy it in your server. That is called project deployment. Now, once the project is deployed, there is something called package deployment also. Project is deployed. Now you come back stating to that, Soham, can you change the color of it? And I need a filter on this particular field. Or do you think I'm going to do the whole project again? Do you think that I will do the whole project again? I won't. I won't do the whole project. I'll do the package changes only in the project. What do you mean by package changes? Package changes listen. Only the changes which you have told by you. Because I have already deployed the project. A package builds a project basically. Packages are smaller units that builds a project. Now coming back to data lifecycle. So everything has a life cycle, guys. Everything has a life cycle. Okay, even data has its own life cycle. It passes from the 6 different stages of being business. It has its own business requirement. Okay, then you have the data acquisition to come into play. Then you have data exploration, then data processing, modeling, and deployment. Now, business requirement. Was it business requirement? Can anyone explain how can you explain this data lifecycle? Can anyone explain? How will you define it?
It's like decline requirements given to develop any necessary product. Say, for example, it's basically the client requirements.
Okay. But how will you link it? How will you link it? So you have the business requirements. So suppose now let us say you guys have a company, right? So your company, what was the requirement of your company was? The company requirement was your data has to be analyzed. The data has to be analyzed. So your business requirement came into picture. Once the business requirement was in picture, then what was the second thing which happened? You gave a tender in the market. Okay, in the market, the bidding happens. In the bidding, so now suppose now you guys have done an estimate that 100 crores it will take for your data manipulation and cleaning. I bid for I bid for 90 crore. Okay, I bid for 90 crore. Then you will say, how? Then you should ask. You will ask me, how will you save 10 crore? Then I will say, I have my own tools and techniques to save it. I have done observance automations, and this is how it will work. Now, once I have told about my data, you guys will be rest assured. So now you will say the service level agreement is done. So service level agreement that I will take care of your data and do work on it. So now once it is done, we will do data acquisition. What do you mean data acquisition? Data acquisition plays a vital role. Data acquisition plays a vital role in understanding the data, in making the data better. Basically, data acquisition plays a very vital role over there. So I took over your data. That is data acquisition. I acquired your data. Now this happens at the top level. Now the data is acquired by me. Do you think I will work on the data? No, I will pass this data to my best teams. They will start doing the data exploration. What is data exploration? Which data type you belong to? How is your data? What are your data? What are the data you carry? Which domain are you belonging to? Okay. What are the tools and what are the measures which we need to take into action? Data processing is one of the major factors. What is data processing? Data processing is something. How is the data manifested? How is the data processed? How is the workflow? Filtering the data, sorting the data, okay, changing the alignment of the data, taking only the necessity of particular data formats. Okay, so now that is your data processing. Then you have data modeling. So what is data modeling? A data modeling is nothing but it is very crucial when it comes to data modeling is you need to do visualization. You need to make sure that you are visually ready. So that is data modeling. And then finally you have deployment. Deployment is a phase wherein you dispatch basically the uh, output. You dispatch the output. Okay, that's the deployment phase. So anybody has any doubt in the first two slides? Anyone has any doubt? No doubt? Let's move ahead. Now, we will see how the data is divided. Okay, we will understand about the data divisions. Okay, but before divisions, there's something which you need to understand about the relationship database management system. Now, what is these? How are these coming into picture and what is this? When we see a data, so it's any piece of information which comes into picture. But RDBMS plays a most important role when it comes to the relationship. Now, relationship, there are few technical terms which you guys should be aware of. The first thing is give me a minute. I will share my screen. Give me a minute.
Give a few minutes. Actually, the trainer's system is struck. I think maybe he has to restart it. Just give a few minutes.
Guys, am I audible? Is my volume fine? Guys,
Yes.
yes, 1 minute. Your audio is fine, but it's not going to speak. Yes. I'm audible right now. Okay. So now let's quickly go ahead. Now, sorry for the inconvenience. Just give me a minute. So that I'll explain. Give me a minute. I'll open the file out. Yeah. Let me share you my screen. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm audible, right? And you guys able to see my screen? Is it visible? My screen is visible to you guys?
Yes.
Cool. Now, um, okay, now coming back over here, when we look into the data, so there are a few important things which you need to consider in the data. That is whether the data, so now how the data looks like, that is one of the most important asked question. A data will be in the form of table. Basically, it will be in the form of table where you have the headers. Okay, these are the headers which are available. The column names are called as headers. If you see this properly, these are your header or fields, we call it as. Okay, now these fields and rows are called as records or observation. Rows are called as records or observation. Keep this in mind. Okay, and this is a complete table format. Any analysis has to be done in the form of table, basically. So how your table is, what your table is all about, how to go about with the tables, that's something which we need to know. Okay, now in the data, this is your data, this is how your data must look like. You have rows and columns, column names. Okay, so this is how your table data must look like. Now, first thing which we need to understand is the data which is present everywhere. So what is the data? This is your data. Any piece of information, take any cell, it's a data. Any cell is your data. Okay, but where it belongs to, which field it belongs to, that makes the difference. Okay, now coming from the data perspective, that is different. There are three different types of data: structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. What is structured data? Basically, a structured data is basically it's in the form of a table. Okay, any data which is in the form of a table is called a structured data. Okay, now over here when you see, this is a form of a structured data. It's in the form of table which has no added information right now. Okay, there's no information to be added. Now coming back from there, we have semi-structured data. What is a semi-structured data? A semi-structured data is in the form of JSON. So this is a high-level data. Basically, in your real-time scenario, you will encounter structured data only. Okay. Now, what is a semi-structured data? Semi-structured data is nothing but, suppose you have a JSON file, and that this JSON file is written in the format of ID is equal to 78708, name Ram, ID is 1209, name Sham, and this is in the form of semi-structured data. Now, is this format present in the form of table? Does ID present in the form of a column, or name is present in the form of column? Is it present in the form of column? Guys, I'm audible, right?
Yes.
So is it present in the form of array? Don't type yes, yes, no. Okay. Is it present in the form of a table? That's the question.
No.
Is
No.
it present in the table? No, right? It is not
No.
present in the form of table. Present in the form of ID, name, and in this manner. So for this kind of data, you have to convert it to a structured format, and that conversion is known as parsing the data. Keep this in mind. Any semi-structured data cannot be analyzed directly. You have to convert it to a structured format, and then only your analysis will work. Then you have unstructured data. What is the unstructured data? You have a data flowing on, keep on flowing. Suppose the data, so now suppose I have a data like this. I have a data like this, and the data keeps on flowing, keeps on flowing, and keeps on flowing. So if the data keeps on flowing, then what will happen eventually? My dashboard, which is made, this is my dashboard, which is there. Okay. Now my dashboard's data will change automatically. My dashboard data will get refreshed every time whenever I see the entire data, basically. So now if this happens, I cannot estimate or I cannot analyze. That is something which will happen eventually. So for that, to stop that unstructured data to follow up, we go for stagnation. Stagnation is a process wherein we stop the data. We stop the data and say, no, if suppose you have to, if you see the data is flowing from till today, you won't consider today, you will consider up till yesterday. You create a weekly report, so you might have done, so few of you might have done reporting. So in reporting, you create a weekly report, right? A weekly report is nothing but only for that particular duration of time you are going to prepare the report. Now, when you're preparing such a report, you have to stagnate the data. You're not considering today's data because today's data may not be saturated. Okay. Okay, so the unstructured data basically needs stagnation. A stagnation is a process wherein you will be able to stop the data and stagnate it and make sure that your data is full and fixed, so that once the data is saturated, you will be converting that unsaturated data to structured data, and you can do the complete analysis. Okay, that's how we work generally. In the real-time scenario, you will find a structured data and unstructured data. Unstructured data, you have to do stagnation to make it proper, and then you can convert it into structured format. Okay, now coming back to your data type. Okay, so are you guys clear with data? What is data? Who is not clear? We see where we, let's have an intro. Okay, because myself Soham. Okay, and you can search me in Google directly. If you type Soham Kumar Ghosh, you will get the value answer directly. If you type Soham Kumar Ghosh, the first record is my record. Okay, you can easily get my LinkedIn profile over there if you guys have LinkedIn. Okay, now I am one of the assistant manager in good MNC company, and I have more than 6 years of experience in training as well as in the analytics world. May I know about yourself a bit, all the students, so that I can understand which background you belong to and how exactly the things are, because few may be from the technical background and few of you may not know anything about the data, so that I can make everyone on the same level. So may I know, starting from Kiran. Kiran, can you introduce me about yourself? Kiran Patidar. Kiran Patidar, can you unmute yourself? Yeah, Kiran, you're too low in voice, but yeah, go ahead.
Myself is Kiran Patida. I have done my
Yeah.
computer science. So right now
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in H4 visa. So I'm not working here. I'm on dependent visa. So I want to learn this data analysis course.
Data analytics and data science, basically. Yeah. Cool. Fine with it. Now going to Rehmat. Rehmat, yeah. Rehmat.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Asma here. I
Or,
finished my BTech degree in 2013 in Hyderabad. I'm married and I have two kids. So I was not able to go back to IT field. Now I want to join and learn the data analytics.
cool. You can. Deepa.
Hi, this is Deepa. Industrial experience is around 5 years on legacy systems. I am on a learning curve now, just investing my time in learning new technologies because I don't want to go back to the legacy systems again. I have some good knowledge on BI tools, and now my data analyst is it another thing in my learning path.
Okay. What are the BI tools you are aware with?
Power BI and Tableau.
And
Yeah, I know only Power BI and Tableau.
probably. Theek.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do advancement in it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sharmila.
Hi, I'm Sharmila. I have an experience of 10 years with Yahoo. I'm in editorial side,
Wow.
search engine optimization,
Mm.
and I want to change my field. I want to go into the business analytics.
Great. Ramya.
Hi, this is Ramya.
Hmm.
I worked as a
Go ahead.
mainframes developer in India. That was from 2007 to 10. And after that, due to some visa issues and all, I couldn't work. And so after a long gap, I recently started working as a test analyst. And also I'm interested in becoming a data analyst. So I want to learn this.
Pavana. Pavana. Okay, Pavana.
Hi, this is
Is
Parna.
that the name?
Yeah,
Yeah, Pavana. Go ahead.
I have my engineering degree in computer science, and now after a career gap of 10 years, I wanted to start my career again. So, and I'm very much interested in data analysis.
Cool. That's the enthusiasm. We need it. Okay. Chalo. Madhu.
Yeah, hi, this is Madhu. I have around 3 years of experience in India. I worked on data integration tools like ETL and Ender, which is a internal tool. So I have around 1 year of gap in my work because of visa issues. Now I want to improve my skills in Python and Tableau. So I have joined this meeting.
Cool. Muhammad.
Hi, my name is Mohammed. I'm coming from a total non-IT background. I was working with them as an account manager. I was into finance, so I don't have much knowledge about IT. So here I'll be learning everything from scratch.
So did you learn something today? Are you clear with the topics of today?
Yes.
Now whatever. Cool. Manita.
Hi,
Manita.
I'm Manita. Actually, currently I'm working as urgent faculty in a community college here, and I am a math background, master's in math, and I have done IBM professional certificate in data science. I am looking actually for a change in my career, and I like statistics, and so I thought this will be more interesting. So, and I also have some intermediate knowledge in Python, all this data.
Very good advance.
Yeah, IBM Watson Studio. Like when I did professional certificate, I did in Watson Studio, some work in Watson Studio. That's all I have. Otherwise, I am basically a math background.
No worry. If you are from non-IT, if you don't know anything from the anything, I'll tell you. If you don't know anything in data, I'm there to teach you out. So even if you're from different backgrounds, I'll help you from the scratch itself. So don't have to worry anything. Okay. So now
Yeah.
coming to Rajya Lakshmi. Going to Raj Lakshmi.
Yeah, I am Raj Lakshmi. I did my MSc
Hmm.
in IS Information Systems, but I did it 10 years back. So I'm just a beginner now. I'm just starting my career.
Guys are more learned, I see. Okay. No. Okay.
Okay.
Chalo. Sridhar. Sridhar. Sridhar, are you there?
Hi, this is Shweta. Actually,
Yeah,
I
Sridhar.
joined in my husband's laptop.
No problem.
Okay, I'm done with my master's in math. So, but I have a major's computer science in bachelor degree. So in between, I learned essays. But after 12 years, I want to start.
You have a bachelor degree. You have a bachelor degree in computers, but you did master
Yes.
in maths.
Yes.
Very unique. Very unique. Okay.
Yes. And now, like, I have two kids. My elder one is 12-year-old, young one is 7. So I want to start my career in data analytics side. So that's what I joined here.
Cool. So Niranjan. Niranjan, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm Niranjan. I have like 10 plus of experience. I'm working on Oracle applications. So I was just here to see try to join the demo to understand what all the concepts will be covered and all this information I want to learn. Yeah, just want to enhance my skills a little bit and Tableau and all. So I was here just for that.
Okay. So guys, mute yourself. Okay. Yeah. So let me tell you, you guys come from different background. So be it be a non-technical or a technical, it doesn't matter over here. Okay, very frankly, it doesn't matter at all. Being if you have 10 years of gap or you have 11 years of gap or you have 1 year of gap, doesn't matter. You can cope it up over here. The most important thing over here is to learn and understand what all the things we do in the real life. And soon you will understand that when you work with SQL, when you work with Excel, or when you work with your Tableau or anything, you will understand that so you have the capabilities to grip up the skill over there. And once you understand the skills and how does the industry work, you can easily adapt to your resumes. Okay, so that's how it will be done. Now as you know, you can find me in Google. Now I don't have to talk much. You can go and check in Google straight away, or in the LinkedIn account, what are my achievements and what all things I have done over there. Okay, or everything is mentioned over there directly. Now coming back, is anybody not clear of any topic from your end? Is anybody any doubts? Let me know. Be it be a layman's doubt, or if you guys think that doubt may be very bogus, don't hesitate. Straight away let me know what is the issue basically. Now going back to the topic, let me reshare my screen. And yeah, now going back to the topic over here. So the data, when we see data, the most important part is understanding the data, and that we have to do it from the very scratch. Now, as we know, these are my headers. So most of the time you will be in working with the column wise report. generally we work with the column wise, not the row wise changes. Column wise changes are taken more into consideration, but there are row wise changes which will come eventually in the process. Row transformations also take place equally. Now, the understanding of data first goes with structuring. Okay, whether the data, so now what will happen in the real-time scenario, let me explain to you. In the real-time scenario, you will be given this is one of the interview questions which has come to me. Okay, this is how your table is looking like. This is a table how it is looking like, and they will give you such a table. Okay, so now in this table you have different columns. You have, so have to understand what table basically this means, and I'll tell you what is the question is very simple. This is a company which has a data of a medical, if you see it's a medical data because it has the medical laboratory data basically it is. This company sells out equipment or repair or maintain equipment. Now this is how your question will come. A maintaining a company which maintains the equipment of the sales of the a company which provides medical equipment wants to understand how is its sales and performance tallied. Now this is the question which is asked. Now, after seeing this data, you will get 101 questions. It is absolutely fine if you get 101 questions. But this data will be given like this. Your insights will be given. Now, what are the insights? Let's see. This is called as data dictionary. A data dictionary is nothing but your column names are mentioned. The variable names are nothing but your column names. Here, when you see, these are my column names: deal ID, company ID, end user country, okay, end user structure. So these are my column names. So this is a data dictionary. A data dictionary helps to define what that basic column is up to. Here I can understand these are the column, what it means basically: the size of the customer of the organization, the customer country of the organization, importance of the customer account in the strategy, functional type of to the customer account, okay, business units of the organization, stage of the deal of this organization. Everything can be mentioned, everything can be understood over here itself. Okay, what are the things which we need to go and work around? Okay, so now I have only this much of the data given to me. Can I do something? Can I find out something? Now let's see what are the things which are given, which I have to understand first. The first thing which I need to understand, whether the data is structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. A data, if it is structured, it is present in the form of a table. So fine. Let me see. My data, is it present in the form of a table? Yes. First checkpoint is done. My data is present in the form of a table. Now, second check. The data must have different data types. Each and every column is defined by different data types. Okay, so we have integer, we have decimal, we have character, date or time, geographical data, boolean. These are the data types. Now how we understand the data types? Let's understand this column. This column is the deal ID column. Okay, now deal ID column is an integer data type, because it doesn't carries any decimal, so it is an integer data type. Next you have company ID. Company ID is also an integer data type. Okay, next you have end user account facility size. That is a character data type. Then you have country. This is a demography data type. A demography data type. Now you have coverage type, again character. Structure, again character. ISIC med, again character. Okay, business type, again character. Fulfilled increment milestone, again character. Okay, incubator vendor, again character. So all these I'm seeing that it's a character only. So K column character again, L character again, M character again. So now let's go to the last one. It is not character. It is present in the form of integer again. So now my understanding goes, I have integers, I have characters, and I have geographical data also in my list. Okay, I don't have boolean. Okay, boolean will be true or false. I don't have decimal, okay, but I don't have decimal, but I can get decimal in the last column. So last column can never be told that, can never be said it may not contain any decimal. Okay, it can contain decimal. I have to check whether it contains decimal or not. So integer and decimal is always better to go with decimal, because you don't know if you don't know the column, is it an integer or not, better to go with decimal only. So I have character, I don't have date and time, and don't have a boolean. Okay, so my data types are fixed now. And I clearly understood what is my data type basically. Now my second check will come. Okay, are you clear with the first two checks? The first check, whether my data is stagnant, is it in the present in the form of a table or not, first thing. Second thing, when it comes, either my data is in the form of what data types it is carrying, what all the data types is it carrying. Third check, is my data categorical or non-categorical? If it is categorical, you have Bangalore, Gujarat, Gurgaon, Gurgaon. Okay, so if it is categorical, you will have these all things. Okay, and non-categorical means it won't have repetition. Now let's understand how is categorical defined. Now over here, when you put a filter, Control Shift L, and you will get the filter over here. So when you put a filter over here, you will understand that when you see this, you see not assigned repeated multiple number of time, large repeated multiple numbers of time. Let's see how many uniques are there. So I have large, medium, not assigned, small. I have 4 unique elements, but there are many repetitions. Again, coming over in the country again, I have somewhere around these many countries which are present. Okay, but there are so many repetitions. These are categorical data. Column C is a categorical data, column D is a categorical data, column E is a categorical data, and column F is a categorical data basically. Okay, even your G, all H is all are categorical data, but not your column ID. Deal ID is not a categorical data. Deal ID is not a categorical data. It is a non-categorical data basically. It is a non-categorical data. Okay. Now, any categorical data. Now, what is the difference between categorical data and non-categorical data? Employee ID. If I give you an employee ID, does any one of you tell me whether 2 employees will have the same employee ID?
No.
So, employee ID is a non-categorical data. Okay. Now, under a manager, there can be multiple employees. Under one manager, there can be multiple employees.
Yes.
So, categorical data. It is a categorical. Manager becomes a categorical data because manager is same, irrespective of that person, irrespective of the employee. Manager is still the same. So, manager is a categorical data. Now, fourth way. These are the views how you should see the data in the initial phase itself. Okay, it makes it easier for you to explore the data faster. Now, third one. Okay, now the fourth one. How should you see the data in a format stating what are there? So you have measure, you have dimension. Okay, you have measure and you have dimension, and dimension is divided into entity ID, entity name, entity attribute, date, and variable. So now, what are measure and what are dimension? Let's understand that also. A measure. What do you mean by measure? Measure in layman's term. Keep this in mind always. Measure is something which is summable. Measure is a column which is summable. Okay. Now let me give you an example. Sales column. Will you sum it up? Sales column. Will you sum it up? Will you sum up the sales column?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you sum up the customer name?
No.
No.
Customer name won't be summed up, right? Will you sum up postal code?
No.
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 So in your data, when you come ID, will I sum up ID? No, I won't sum up ID. Will I sum up company ID? No. Will I sum up all this one? End user? No, I can't sum up all these character units. Okay. All these are dimension units which are non-summable. Can I sum up euro in the market? How much I have won and lost?
Yes.
Measure. That is a measure quantity. Any column which is summable is a measure. Keep one thing in your mind fixed. Measure is equal to measurement. Measurement means anything, any column which can be summable. And if any column is summable, that is a measure. That's it. Clear and done and dusted. And now there is something called measure table or fact table. So someone has doubt. Anybody has doubt?
No, we are good.
No, no doubt, right? Let me come back to the presentation. Yes. Okay. So now you have dimension, you have measure. So now any column which are measurable, which are summable, is measure column, right? Now now coming to measure column, you are clear with it is summable. But now what is dimension columns and how? So you will be hearing two things: fact table, dimension table. Guys, fact tables are nothing but measure. These tables contain many measures, but only one primary key to join the table. We'll come to the key concept later, but understand this: fact tables contains measure. Okay, that's why I told you piece of information is not only fact, it has dimensions also in it. So dimension table and fact table makes a complete table ready. Now, dimension. Dimension is divided into 5 categories: entity ID, entity name, entity attribute, date, and variable. Okay, now let's understand that. Okay, any sort of ID, when you are seeing employee ID, deal ID, company ID, these are entity ID. Keep it in mind, these are entity ID. When you are seeing name, okay, let me show you the names. Okay, when you see country names are basically again names, okay, assigned to it. Okay, so now these comes under the entity name basically. Next we have entity attribute. Entity attributes are nothing but what kind of container, what size of container it is, what are the activities that you are doing. Okay, these are your container type. Now attribute is nothing but the object of the property. Okay, date and time, at which date you have joined, date of joining, date of relieving, date of birth, all these are date or time variable. Variable, which geographical unit you belong to. Okay, because geographical unit can change. Today you are working in Bangalore, tomorrow you can work in Chennai also. Okay, so that is a variable. Now let me give you a basic example. You have an ID card. This is your ID card, and in this ID card you have 7809, which is your entity ID basically. Now tell me, what are these dimensions? So now I told you 7809 is entity ID. What is name and surname belong to? Where does name and surname belong to? Either is a dimension or a measure.
Dimension.
Dimension.
Dimension where?
Entity name.
Entity name.
Entity name. Blood group A positive.
Attribute.
Attribute. Yeah. Entity attribute.
Date of joining.
Date.
Dimension.
Date is a date.
Date.
Location.
Variable.
Variable.
Salary.
Variable.
Salary.
It's a measure.
Oh, measure. Yeah, measure.
Measure.
So that's why I went with the flow. When you come with this, everybody will think dimension. They will go with dimension. Salary, it is summable, guys. It has to go in measure. Okay, keep this in mind. Now, key. There's a concept called key concept. Keys are nothing but common column between two tables. Common column between two tables. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll open another Excel sheet and to show you how it works, how it is over there. Give me a minute, okay? By the time you have any doubt, you can ask me right away. All of you are good with it. Anybody has any doubt so far?
No question.
Okay. There are few people. Okay, leave that. Leave that forward. I'll come to the key topic later. I don't have the file in my office laptop, so tomorrow I'll get the file for you guys. Okay. So I would like to know one more thing. I didn't ask you guys. You guys will be coming on weekend also, right? Or it is only weekdays? Weekends. Who all are fine with weekends? We can continue the entire week. Yeah. Are you guys fine with weekend or only weekdays?
Weekend also work for me. It's Shweta.
Cool. Others. Kiran. Kiran.
Both will work for me.
Cool. Great. Rahmat, Deepa. No. Someone to Raj Lakshmi. No. No. One no. अच्छा, ठीक है. No problem. There is a variant. Okay. No issues. I'll come to this topic in tomorrow's session. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday. Monday's session. Okay. Then I'll come to this topic in Monday's session with a data set to explain you what is key, what is foreign key, how is composite key, and what is surrogate key. Okay. Now, coming to the point of making you understand something. Key is a common column between two tables which joins the table. If I don't show you in practical, it is very hard to understand how is it joining basically, but understand for a while, keep it in mind. Key is the common column between two tables. Okay, keep this one in mind. Now, relationship database. What is relationship database? It is one to what kind of relationship? Okay. So what kind of relationship it is? So is it what kind of relationship in the sense any column to other column, what kind of relationship it makes? One to one, one to many, many to one, or many to many? What kind of relationship it makes? Now, when I say, now let me give you first example. Employee ID. You all have every employee ID. Every employee has a different employee ID, right? So employee ID and employee name. Now tell me what kind of relationship will it make?
1-to-1.
1-to-1.
1-to-1. Employee ID and manager ID. Manager ID and employee ID.
One to many.
One to many. One to many. Okay. Reverse it. Reverse it. Now you have employee in the other side and a manager on the other side.
Many to
Many to one. Many to one. Basically, one to many and many to one is nothing but reversal of the columns. Basically, suppose, okay, me, you, and one more other person is reporting to the same managers in Calcutta, Bangalore, and Mumbai. What kind of relationship are we making? We three over here contact the same person who are in charge for Bangalore, Delhi, and Mumbai. Okay, what relation which we make over here? Many to many.
Many
Okay,
to
there are
many.
three people. Many to many, basically. Now, similarly, in our case also, when we see all the entire table data which is present right now, okay, deal ID with all these data which is present. Okay, now what we are supposed to do over here is make sure What are the data? Now, how to understand? Now, let's see how to make a relationship work out. I have this table selected entirely. Go to insert, create a pivot table. Okay, now I'm going to understand what kind of relationship it is. Okay, guys. So let's take one employee ID over here. Okay, these are my employee IDs. Now let me take this one in the row. Okay, so I can see that every deal ID has one single facility size. Can you see? Can you see there are two? No, I can't see there are two, more than two facility size. That means every deal ID has one facility size for sure, right? One facility size. But when I do the reverse, one facility has many deal ID. So what kind of relationship it is? One to many or many to one. Any one you can take. Okay. Now let's remove this. Okay, and get country. I see for one facility size, I have many countries. Can you guys see that? For one facility size, I have many countries. Now let's reverse it. For one country also, I have many facility size. Okay, what kind of relationship it is?
Many to many. Many to many.
Many to many. Okay, now if I remove this and get my employee ID, so let's see this now and get the deal ID. Let's see the relationship between employee ID and deal ID. So I see that is there any repetition happening?
No.
Let's see at the bottom. No. So one to many, one to one. It looks like one to one. Don't be sure. Looks like one to one. Let's do ulta. Now, can you tell me what is it? One to many.
One to many.
Got it? So that means your deal ID is a unique ID. Deal ID is a unique, not deal ID, sorry. Company ID is a unique ID. Okay, so that's how your IDs are decided basically. Rest all will have duplicates. Okay, it will have multiple duplicates, but a column without a duplicate generally acts as a key to join the tables. Now, coming back, what all things you will learn in the course? Let me explain you that also. So this was about the Excel. So you will learn about how to do the dashboards, a dynamic dashboard. This is a dynamic dashboard which is present. So if you click anything, suppose I want to know over here. So this is a dashboard of a sales. Okay. From one of the companies, when I was giving an interview, they gave me this how to prepare an entire report. So I have prepared it. Now, let's see. I want Australia sales. Click on Australia. I'm getting the entire Australia sales over here. So all my data has transshifted to Australia only. So I know how much Australia is earning, how much Australia is doing. Suppose I need to know how much they are doing in equipment option. So this is what this data is completely. So I can see I have won completely in Australia when it comes to equipment options. But let's see equipment replacement. I have lost figures also. I have encountered loss figures. Let's see equipment and new services. Here also I see I have loss figures, but only in equipment options I have won completely, entire win. Okay, I'll focus more over here, not on the other parts. Okay, that is where your analytical skills will come into picture. Okay, so this is one way. Now let's uncheck this one. Okay, now suppose I want to compare Australia and India's. Now control and press India also. I want to compare Australia's and India's losses. So now I want to see how much of the loss, who has incurred more loss. So click on loss. Let's see who has incurred more loss. Looks like Australia has incurred more loss than India. Australia has incurred more loss than India. Now let's remove all this now. Let's see who has encountered. Now can anyone tell me which country has encountered the highest loss? Which are the
Japan.
which is the
Japan.
Japan.
Okay, and okay, Japan, which you are able to see it. Now let me show you one more thing. Okay, let's remove this filter. Now tell me which company you see as a profitable business. A profitable business. Which company? Which, now you can't see it right over here. Let's make it like one. Who won?
One.
Okay. Now you tell me which
Japan.
one. But it made a highest loss. You're caught. It's made a highest loss. And now you're telling you won also in Japan. How is it possible? There your analytics skills come into picture. So when you see this Japan, it is huge loss has encountered compared to its win. It is not my profitable sector to work in Japan. It's not at all. If I go to India, okay, my margin gap is low. If you see, my margin gap is comparatively low. If I come to Nepal, okay, I have only win in Nepal, Bhutan, in all those places. See, there is no orange line for these ones. Bhutan, Brunei, okay, Nepal, Norway, and your United States. Is there any orange line for them? There is no orange line for them. That means I'm winning in all those places. My margin gap is less in Vietnam. See, my margin gap is really low. And my margin gap is really low in India also. So there your analytical skills will come into picture, because Japan is the highest loss making and you are telling Japan is also profitable. Arey bhai, you have encountered huge loss also, na? So that's why it looks like who has done more profit. Now, giving you one more thing. Now coming to this section, okay? This is your sector which you are seeing. Now tell me from this sector what you understand. What you understand from this table.
Something medical.
Array medical, this entire thing is medical. Now tell me, what do you understand? These are your screening units. X-ray, urology, radiology, these are the screening units. Okay, how much you have won and how much you have lost and how much booking is pending, right? Where do you think you are making a profit and where do you see where you are making a loss? Which is your loss earning product and which is your profit earning product? Which one? Breast screening unit. Breast screening unit is completely won. Can you see there is no loss for it? So my business strategy will be to enhance the breast screening. Okay, to enhance the breast screening because I'm completely winning. Urology. Okay, urology
Only
completely doomed.
loss.
Now tell me, as a business head, will you promote urology or will you promote breast screening units?
Breast screening unit.
Why not urology?
Because it is going in loss.
Yeah, if I go for if I go for urology, then I'll go for complete loss. I may not work out over there properly. X-rays. Coming to X-ray. What is your understanding from X-ray and X-ray basically? X-ray and surgery. What is your understanding from X-ray, surgery, and radiology? Your loss incurreds are high, but your won incurreds are also there. Not assigned. Not assigned means the data has a flaw. Things are not assigned. Basically, it is still not assigned. That means data has a flaw in it. Basically, okay. Now, coming to your, this is your another dashboard. Suppose I need to find out in Australia. I want to find Australia. In Australia, how many not assigned, how many strategic are there, okay, how many strategic accounts are there. Okay, I found there's one strategic account. Now let's see how many not assigned are there. There's so many not assigned which are there. Now I want to see only the large containers. Okay, in the large containers also I have few specification. I want to go for non-tendered ones and who the ones who have won. Okay, so I see that winning is very less. My data is only this much. So I have one over here. This is my entire data completely. This is what we are going to learn about. Okay, so these are all the things which will go into details, like how it works in. Okay, these are the key business, and then finding out what are the key business insights. So which are your good performing units, which are your bad performing units, what are the data related issues which you have, what are the business related issues which you can work on. Okay, if you see this data, if I show you this data now, let me show you. See this chart and tell me these are your units, which these are the company units which I taken. Okay, these are the company units which I taken. Aqua, Canon, Carestreams, Donier, Fuji, and Fujifilms, as well as your Medicine Acoma. Now, tell me in this one, in this kind of graph, what you are understanding, because the orange line over here indicates that you're going for a complete loss, and your gray line indicates you're winning. So, what's your understanding from this data? Afga, Canon, Carestream, Donier, Fujifilms are in complete loss. Will you do business with such models?
No.
No. But Siemens is comparatively higher in profit. So will you invest more in Siemens and Philips? Yes, because they are comparatively high in profits. So if you gauge more, if you gauge more in these products, you will get more valued results basically. Now coming to your SQL Server. So SQL Server, we will be understanding how to create databases, what is activating the database, how we do the database creation, how to ingest data in it, what are the altering, updating, how to join, what are the functions which we have. Then we have what are the windowing functions like rank, dense rank. Okay, once we are done, we have if statement, then we have importing the data. Finally, once we are done with importing the data, store procedures, triggers, okay, how the trigger works, okay, if else statement, the formula programming, how does the if else and case if statement works, what are the languages in SQL present, and windowing function. All this will be there in your SQL. Python also carries a different weightage, wherein we will understand about the Python tool entirely, understand how the data is imported, how the data frame is taken into action, and what all the data manipulation work we can do in Python entirely. Coming to your Excel is done, SQL is done, Python, Tableau, and Power BI. Tableau, we will learn about how the connectivity is made, what are the calculated fields which are present in over here in Tableau, what are the different, there are 30 graphical units which we will do. Okay, you can check me in GitHub, you can check my project in GitHub, which is present over there as Soham Ghosh. Let me just check once and show it to you. Give me a minute. I'll just stop sharing for a minute. Cancel sharing. Let me see whether the GitHub is there or not. GitHub. Slash course. Okay, now let's go to the repository. My project, your project. Yeah, so I'll just share my screen. Yeah, I'll just share my screen again. Okay, now coming over here. So now we are talking about the SQL ones. Okay, so SQL, we will learn all these things. So what are there in SQL Server, basically how the constraints are done, what are the different languages. As a part of the tool, as a part of your this one, what you say, Power BI, we will be learning about what are the legacy dashboards, how to prepare. These are all the dynamic dashboards which are created by me. So how the dashboards which can be prepared in Tableau, or it can be prepared in dashboard directly. So here you can do the end-to-end. We will see the end-to-end dynamic dashboard preparation in Power BI and in Tableau. So once we are done with all these things, your entire project will be based on complete work of this. So your project will be guided from Excel to SQL, SQL to Python, Python to Excel to SQL, or Excel to Python, and from the Python output or the SQL output, you will be preparing Power BI and Tableau dashboards accordingly. Once we are done with it, we will put that dashboard in that GitHub. Am I clear, guys? That's whole of your entire project work lies into. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So this will be the entire course built of the project. Anybody has any doubt can let me know right away. Anyone has any doubt, and anybody has any doubt on the topic also, I'm fine. If you have any doubt in the topic, I'm ready to explain it again. How long is the course? How long is the course? The course. So the option is there are five courses. It may go up to 3 months. At least I need 3 months of time, because least I need 3 months of time. We can have, if I can't run more faster. I can run more faster, but that speed may be good for me but not good for you guys. So I don't want to make a very hasty move for you guys. We'll steadily learn it, but I need 3 months of basic minimum time of 3 months to make you guys ready up to that level. Okay, because after a certain point of time you will understanding that we are on the same track and it will be easy to go ahead with. Am I clear? Yeah. Next question, go ahead if anyone has any other question. Kiran, you have any question? I'll go name wise directly then. Kiran, you have any question? Kiran, Rahmat.
We will get practical questions also in the.
You will get practical questions because I work in practical scenarios.
Okay.
I'll make sure that you guys work. I don't work to work. I'll guide you guys.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Thank you.
Can you give the complete course curriculum? Yeah, Pawan will provide the complete course curriculum to you guys. You guys can have the complete course curriculum. You can see what is there over there. Okay. And yeah, go ahead then. Any other questions? Deepa,
Yeah,
Rahmat.
yeah, this is Deepa. Sorry to interrupt. You explained about the data life cycle. So we just got what is what. Can you just explain in single word, like what is the role of data analyst in an industry day
Then,
by day?
so a data analyst plays a very crucial role to understand the data and develop the report basically. Okay.
Okay.
So now a data analyst has to understand the data. So whatever the domain you're working with, it is a marketing domain or it is a retail domain, you need to understand the data. And then according to the data, you have to prepare the report. In the report, you have to mention what are the things which you are looking at and what are the things which are importance to the business basically. Okay, so those criteria have to be fulfilled by a data analyst. A data analyst day-to-day job can be going from different tools, also can go up from one tool also. So it all depends. So Tableau, if you go for Tableau, you can become a Tableau developer, you can go Power BI developer, SQL developer. But analyst knows entire thing. He knows how to work with SQL, how to work with Power BI, how to integrate and work with all the tools. Am I clear, Deepa?
Yeah, I got, just correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll be involved from the requirements phase and we'll be doing the data transformation and doing the visualizations and deployment. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely right. Rahmat, any questions?
No, nothing as of now. Thank you.
As of now. Sharmila.
No, I'm good.
Ramya.
Nothing for now.
Madhu.
No, I'm good.
Mohammed.
So we'll be working on all these tools together as a data analyst, right?
Yes.
Like Excel,
We will
Tableau, everything
we
goes in.
will everything goes into picture, and we will be working in the course itself in such a way that you guys are completely aware of what is happening in the current market.
So we will
That's
have
the
acquaintances with all these tools like Alteryx and everything.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Um, now where was I? Ramya, may I know what is Alteryx? Alteryx is a workflow creation tool, basically. So Alteryx, the difference between so now let me tell you, Excel came first in the picture, wherein your ETL, all the services came in picture, wherein you had the row transformation, column transformation, you had the filtering, conditional formatting, everything. But because of its size optimized, it is guys, 1 minute. Because of its volumetric size, it became an issue because of its volumetric size, and because of its volumetric data, it cannot hold the volumetric data. It became an issue. So they moved on to Python for programming. Okay, so from in Python you can do the programming, you can optimize, and you can do the fast track programming for that. Now everyone is not a programmer. They want something in the form of button. The button came with Alteryx. Alteryx is a place where you create the workflow. In the workflow, you have drag and drop options where you can ingest the data, you can create the workflow, and once the workflow runs, your end answer is ready. Your end answer is ready, and that end answer is connected either to Power BI or Tableau to get the output. Am I clear?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Now, Mohammed, you have any doubt? Mohammed?
No, I don't have any doubts.
Arey, you are only Muhammad. You write extremely impressive means how can I understand? Why? Okay. Manita, Manoj. Manita, do you have any doubt? Manita, I think you should join late. Manita, do you have any doubt? Okay. Rajya Lakshmi?
Hello.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Manita, tell me. You have
Actually, I would like to know more. Like after this course, do we get a certification? I'm not aware of
you
any of.
should So you
Yeah.
should get a certification by the institute when you once you complete the course, understand the project.
Okay.
Because firstly, you will be getting the certification from the institute, as well as when you are working on the real-time scenario. So when I am making you work, don't worry. Even if you don't get
Okay.
certification, also I can rest assured that because I have my this thing, what you say, my work in place. So you don't have to worry, you will get certified. That is not a question, that is not at all a question. The institute will provide a certification.
Okay.
External certificate, would you support? What do you mean by external certification? If I can you be a little clear with that?
Any SQL certifications or Python or anything like that?
When you study the course which I have share, which we learn, you yourself can clear the certification. I won't be helping you over there, but the course itself is built in such a manner that you can easily understand it. So once you learn SQL from my end, you can go to entire YouTube video and you will see that everything you gets familiar to you. I can
Okay,
bet on it.
no, I'm just asking in regards to, when we are applying for the jobs and also, like, will they be asking us for any kind of certifications or no? We are good like this. Like, do we have to go for
Generally, they
tab?
don't ask. No,
They don't, right?
no. Generally, they won't ask for Tableau, Power BI, Python, and SQL. They don't ask. Alteryx, they might ask you.
Okay.
Alteryx course certification is available in online. So, and that course certification of Alteryx is not based on Alteryx alone. It is based on your complete analytic skills.
Okay.
It is like alpha is equal to beta, beta is equal to gamma. Now what is alpha? So that is how the questions are. Okay. So that is a little bit tricky questions, but yes, you can solve it out because the time given to you is they have a timescape basically in all tricks. The timescape, and when you start doing the project, 70 questions in 1 hour 20 minutes becomes very hectic that time. So it is not difficult, but you can do it. It's a 70%. 70% is a cutoff line. Okay. Any certification related to data analytics? So you're asking me to tell or refer or what? I'm gonna get you. Can you explain me a bit over there? You guys aren't doing data analytics certification, you know. All of you guys are doing data analytics certification. So you will be certified by the institute itself.
Okay, okay. So I have another question. Do you help, like after the course, do you help in placement? How does that work?
I'm not the one who will help in placement. It's the institute.
Hey, Manita. So yeah, we'll take care of the placement and all after the training is completed. You can reach out to me. This is Pawan.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So certificates and placement, Pawan is in charge. I'll help you in the training part, project part, uploading your project completely. Got it? I'll share a brace resume with you guys once I see the course is completing. So I'll be sharing a resume file so that you can prepare your resume. LinkedIn, you can refer my LinkedIn account. I showed you how is it. So that is how your LinkedIn should be. If you miss class, do you provide recorded? Yes, Pawan will share the record. Pawan, right? Pawan, you will be sharing the recording, right? It will be there in the history, right?
Yes. Yes, I'll provide the recording. Yes.
Yeah. So the recording part you don't have to worry at all. So Pawan will make sure it will go in the Dropbox. Will you give sample interview question? Yes, I'll provide sample interview question to you guys. Otherwise, how will you go and perform an interview? I'll perform. Okay, I have books written in my name, so don't worry. Okay. At the end of each module, oh my god, I'll provide a once I finish up one level. Okay, don't worry with all those part. Any other questions? One more thing, I need all of you. Pawan, can you create a group in WhatsApp with all of the members over here so that I can, if any material or anything, if I share, I can share it at one stroke. Or
Yeah.
an email link.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other doubts, guys, apart from interview questions? I'll provide interview questions. That is done. Any other doubt? Think it. Let's clarify it right now. I think you should have many doubts here. If I was a student like you, I would have asked so many doubts at one stroke itself. No doubts. Assignments will be given each week. No, we are not following a school system. Guys, we are not following a school system. We won't give you each week assignment or something. If when I reach a certain level of task, suppose I have finished up SQL's mainframe, so we will have revision sessions, guys. So you don't have to worry about the revision classes and everything. We'll have revision sessions, okay, but revisions classes will be a little fast tracked because revisions are something which I have done the mainframe slowly and then to make you understand. So we will make sure that we skip the boring topics or the topics which are damn easy for anyone to understand. We'll skip those and we'll go faster in revision sessions. But coming to your assignment, each week we are not going to follow up assignments. We will follow up assignments after a certain point of time. Suppose you finish up SQL, then I'll start giving you the assignment, or after a task, because in the session itself you guys will be doing. I want all of you to start, all of you guys, I'll share once this email chain gets created, I'll make sure that I'll send out your the softwares which you have to download, and once you download the softwares, you have to install it in your system. Have your personal laptops, no office laptops. No office laptop will be entertained also, because office laptop, if you fall under any trouble, we are not responsible for it. Okay, you fall under any trouble in the sense external mail gets sent to your email ID, and then you get bombarded, you get quota from your manager. No, we are not responsible for that. Please try to get your personal laptop, and if you have office laptop, make sure that you work in incognito mode or any mode which your company is not identifying it. Okay, because sometimes the IT security may be low and you can work on it. I'm fine with it. Okay, but if it goes, if you think that we will share files, we will do this, that, if I'm working in a big large MNC, yeah, and I'm doing it, sorry boss, don't do it, you will be in trouble. Okay, yeah. So assignment part, I made it clear that we won't have a regular, after each week we won't have assignment. After finishing a certain portion of time, I myself will give you the assignment, and on class you will be doing exercise directly. So no need to do assignments and all. But yes, when I say practice, please go and practice. Don't skip that. Practice means practice. You have to go and do it from the scratch. Anything else? Next question. Alright, let it be a layman question also here. Ask the questions. Make your mind clear. Empty your cups. I'll wait for 5 more minutes for your questions. If it's not there, we can wind up the session for today. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, one last question, but I don't know whether it is a valid question, but I need to ask. See, for the unstructured data, you said we need to do the stagnation, right? It is the process of stopping the data for a particular period of time. Do we need to do that via any tool or?
No.
Okay.
That is not via it.
Okay.
That is via your logic of analytics, stating that I want to prepare. If I say, suppose, let me give you an example. You guys have YouTube channel. Okay, I'll make it like this. You guys have YouTube channel. Kiran, Rahmat, Deepa, and Sharmila has YouTube channel. 4 YouTube channels you guys have. Now you guys upload a video. Okay. Now when you upload a video, first day 100 views, second day 1000 views, third okay, so not one day, sorry, 1 hour 100 views, 2 hours 1000, 3 hours 10,000. By the night you reach at least 1 million. Okay, next day 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, it goes on for third day, fourth day, fifth day, 45 million. Now I say, in day 2, Deepa, can you please make a report and share it to me, stating how much is your views, how much is your impression, clicks, and revenue earned. Now tell me, can you prepare it? Data is changing hourly.
Yeah, difficult to make or analyze because it's continuously changing.
You will prepare it. You will prepare it. But whenever I refresh the dashboard, I'll see a different value.
Yeah,
hourly
the
it is
value
changing.
keeps on changing.
So
Yes.
what will you do? What will you do? What will be your approach? You will say, Soham, I can't prepare the report on today because the data will fluctuate. What I will do is I'll take Monday's data and do it, because Monday's data right now might be saturated. Saturated in the sense nothing will get add on. Got it?
Okay.
That is how we give the stagnation. We stagnate the data up till a period of time. There is no tool which is used, it's logic which we use it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
We have classes Monday
Any
to
other
Friday.
doubt? Monday to Friday, yes. Any doubts to me or Pawan? No. So that's it, guys. Meet you on Monday. Pawan, you can create the group. so that once confirmed, you can create an entire group for me, so that any communication I can put it in the group itself. And if any cancellation of class happens due to some emergency, I'll put it in the group radial itself, so that you guys can be confirming on it. Yes, and our time remains the same. Okay, there will be 2 hours of session every day, and we will be working on the end-to-end project as well as, yeah, first thing, make sure that once the group is created, the few important things are software downloads and how the data has to, what are the data sets which you have to give, everything. Give me your mail IDs or make a chain mail ID, and Pawan can share it to me. I will share it over there. Fine, Pawan?
Hey, Soham, we are planning one more session tomorrow. Actually, after that, we are going to create that group and we'll finalize the batch on Monday.
Hey, tomorrow तुम तो बोले Saturday नहीं. Okay, Saturday is not there. Saturday कल बाबा. What Saturday? So
No,
you
no,
say
Friday.
Saturday. Today is Friday, no?
No, today is Thursday.
We are in US.
It's Thursday for us.
Yeah.
God. Oh my God. Okay, then Thursday, Saturday is my Friday. Okay. Now I get your things clear. No problem. I'll do one thing. Okay, I'll make sure that tomorrow we'll meet up. Cool, got it?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Chalo. ठीक है.
Yeah.
Oh, bye guys.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fine, thank you.